First bit of advice, you need to become the CEO. That table at the back, you need to become the CEO today. I know that you're at school still. I know that some of you have just got out of school. You need to become the CEO today. The CEO of what? The CEO of your own career. That's what you need to become the CEO of. I remember listening to Pat Davies. Pat Davies is the CEO of Sasol. And he was talking to a bunch of graduates who had just come in, and I was speaking after him. And I remember Pat got up and he started talking to these graduates, and he said stuff that really they didn't understand. He said things like this: when you see me in the corridors, I want you to call me Pat. I don't want you to call me Mr. Davies. I don't want you to call me Sir. I don't want you to call me Your Honor. I want you to call me Pat. And then he added this, except in the Middle East, because in the Middle East, Pat is translated into camel shit. So he said, you call me Pat, you call me Sir or Mr. Davies in the Middle East. That's interesting, because again, the world of older people is a world in which when you meet the CEO of Sasol, you call him Sir, you call him Mr. Davies. And he carried on, but here was the one point around being the CEO that was interesting. He said this: HR got me here. He said, I'm here because HR got me here. He said, when I joined Sasol, they looked after me. They saw a bright, shining star, and they watched me and they looked after me. They trained me, they developed me, they moved me through divisions. He said, and I'm standing here today because HR got me here. He said, but HR is not here for you anymore. Again, go back to the 90s. Before the 90s, companies like Sasol, anyway, big companies had big HR departments. They had human resource people running around all over the place. And they were looking after you. Because in those days, when you got a job at Sasol at 22 or 23, you stayed there for life, and they watched you. But one of the things that happened in the 90s, whilst we were getting rid of people, we were getting rid of HR. And so today, what you've got is you've got HR departments that are tiny. They're largely powerless compared to what they used to be. They're these small groups. They don't have the time and the resource and the energy to look out for you. And that's what he said to his graduates. He says, you're on your own inside Sasol. He said, you're going to have to fight your own battles. He said, but keep this in mind, you can't win them all, so don't fight them all. Pick and choose carefully. Andy Groves is the chairman of Intel. Intel are the guys that make the chips in Windows machines, now Apple machines. It's a big company, it's an impressive company. He once wrote a book called Only the Paranoid Survive, and in that book he asked this question. He said, if you ever find yourself working in a company that's not on the cutting edge, or you don't think is going to be on the cutting edge in the next 5 years, he said this: get out. If you're the CEO of your own career, why on earth are you in a position in a company that's not on the cutting edge? Why do you want to be in an average company or a below average company? So find yourself in a company that either is right at the front or you believe will be at the front in the next 5 years. That's the best place to put yourself when you are the CEO of your own career. And so to the table at the back, you need to shift your mindset. You're in charge. No one is looking after you. When you walk into a company, they can't look after you anymore. You've got to look after yourself.